without further ado, we're going to find out what's going on in the world of sports cards. It's that time.
Sick Sports Cards. Presented by Sports La Tornade.
Sick Sports Cards, presented by Sports La Tornade, sports cards, collectibles, and more. Visit the store at 1 Avenue de la Fabrique in Vaudreuil-Dorion. And seeing as Montreal was on a tornado alert earlier today, tornado alert, we thought it would be most appropriate that we actually brought to you the tornado, a good one. This is one that you don't have to worry about. Chris La Tornade. How you doing, bud?
Good evening. How are you?
Very, very good. How are you?
Good. You survived. I saw in the news there, Ville-LaSalle was hit pretty good with the tornado. No,
we were. Listen, I don't think it was an actual tornado. Listen, we were hit pretty good. I have to tell you, I was hiding under the sheets, my friend. I was hiding under the sheets.
Yeah.
And just my luck. I was in one bed and my wife was in the other, and she was hiding under her sheets. But together we could not be. Why? Because that's just the way it is. I don't understand what's going on, man.
Yeah, it was a good one. I saw there was
my life sometimes
20 at the exit of Ville-LaSalle. There was a lot of water in the streets and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
but I digress. All right, okay. Hopefully she's watching, and sweetie, man, you know.
Yeah.
Show me some love. All right, okay. What's going on with our favorite hobby, our favorite pastime? What's going on?
Well, it's summer is upon us. We've now passed the draft. We've passed all the excitement now. So now we're in the summer season. It's the market's a little bit lower. It's time to work on our website. So now we're working a bit on our website. We have the www.sportslatornade.com. So we're trying to put up as much inventory online as we can. That's an update on that. We have a lot of new products because we haven't spoken in a while since our event that we did together.
Yeah.
We have some new products. Upper Deck is still trying to catch up from COVID. So they still have sets coming out from 2021 and 2022-23. So they're still trying to play catch up, which means in between sets there's less time. So they fired out some recently. They just came out with the Upper Deck Ice Series 21-22. They came out with the Upper Deck O-Pee-Chee Platinum set 21-22 as well. They came out with Trilogy, that's 22-23. Synergy Hockey is 22-23 as well. Then this season is also great for baseball. The Top Series 2 was released. And today, just this week, was Topps Finest, which is another big hit in the baseball sports cards. So that's what's new in the last month. They've really pushed out a lot of product, which is, it's exciting, but it's a little bit tough for the buyers to keep up. And as far as keeping up with everything, as far as a store standpoint, it's hard to get it all in and get it out and sell it as fast as you can, basically, to get your money back. But people are still
but Chris, if I can, seeing as it's the summer, is it safe to assume that summer sports are more prevalent right now in terms of cards? So baseball, golf, soccer cards probably are more hotter right now than hockey, football, and basketball cards would be?
They are. I mean, I would say the week of the draft, there's a lot of talk about hockey the week of the draft. Free agency doesn't really impact much, but unless a big name goes to a big city or stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, baseball is definitely the number one right now. I get a lot of people coming in for baseball. We sell a lot of single cards. rather than the boxes during the
Yeah.
summer. So I put out a lot of bulk stuff that people can come in, sit there for an hour, look through all the cards, and just find stuff that they like, whether it's old stuff, new stuff. People right now are just going crazy over Acuna, Otani, De La Cruz. Those are the three big names right now that everyone's looking for in baseball. So hard to keep up with everyone's demand when it comes to those three big names. But yeah, it is. I want to say baseball dominant right now.
That's pretty awesome. The draft, how does it affect cards?
So the draft affects cards because obviously the number one pick is the number one pick, and when you get for instance, this year you get an original 6 team Chicago who gets the first picked overall. It's definitely a big sports market. It's a big market for hockey. So Connor Bedard, not only was the hype behind Connor Bedard, but going to Chicago, being one of the bigger teams, that's also a bonus for that card. So the draft, people are following the top 5 or the top 10 guys. Those are the guys that they're going to put on their bucket list. Those are the guys that they want to collect over the next year. When they come out with the rookie cards, they're going to be chasing those guys. Some guys have a lot of hope in Fantilli and some in Carlson. Some people are all in on Bedard. So some people will not want to go for Bedard because they think, oh, it's going to be too expensive. So I'm going to go for the number 2 guy or for the number 3 guy and try to buy low and hit it high, like hit the big market, hit the high price.
Yeah. Are auto racing cards still big? Because I mean, I think I saw something somewhere of someone who found an auto racing card that they had for a while, and I think they made a pretty big score on it.
Yeah, so auto racing was big. The Topps Chrome, they came out in 2020, 2021. That was the biggest year. It's kind of fallen off a little bit. I do have some demand, but this last 2 weeks there was some announcements in F1 that actually brought a bit of hype. People started coming back again. So during the season of F1 is when it's, just like the hockey season or the baseball season, when the season is going on and somebody does something big, or they could win another championship or something. That's definitely big for the F1.
So let's say I have an F1 card,
yep.
Right? And there's a Grand Prix here every year, and there has been for the longest time. I would sell this card here in this market. Someone else is in another city, in another market, where they don't have an F1 race. They have that same card. They go to a card store in that city that they're living in that does not have a race. Will they get less for their card than I will for my card, seeing as the city I'm in has a Grand Prix? It's got no bearing whatsoever.
I believe so. So when it comes to card stores, local card stores like that, I believe that you will get, that person will get less. Now, there's always the option of selling online and trying to maximize the amount of people that you touch. Like, so if you go on eBay per se, you're now worldwide and everyone across the world can see that card. So someone from your city with your race could buy that card, and I think that would be the best place to sell it for that other person that does not necessarily have a race.
All right. Are there any, and I know that they're not out yet, but I'm saying, like, are there any David Reinbacher cards that were out when he was this past year when he was playing in Switzerland or anything like that?
No, there's nothing Reinbacher yet. It'll be out probably in Series 2, which will be in February. That would be my guess, would be Series 2 in February.
Connor Bedard's card.
Yep.
He's first overall. You know, everyone knows the hype. Do they come out with as many Connor Bedard cards as they would David Reinbacher cards? Or because he's, you know, such a prestigious player, are there very few of those that are going to be available?
That is a question that myself and every other dealer across the world would love Upper Deck to answer.
Oh, and they don't answer that.
No, that's I don't know anybody that knows the answer to that question. So that's the big thing, is that when we talk about the rookie card and say the young guns per se, how many McDavid young guns are made? That's the big thing. We don't know. We don't know how many are actually produced. I've heard different theories. I've heard different people take guesses or think they know, but I've heard it asked. I was listening to another podcast not that long ago, and there was an Upper Deck representative, and the question was it was not answered. It was just very vague.
All right. Thanks so much. What's the next thing that we should keep our eyes open for?
So once the summer, so a lot of singles going on at the store right now. People, like we talked about the baseball, coming up in a few weeks, we have new releases for hockey coming. So it's a bit of a higher end product. It'll be the Upper Deck Premier. Then once November hits, we're going to be getting into Series 1. People are going to be pre-ordering that Series 1. And then the Connor Bedard hype is going to start. Once September hits and games start being played, that's when the market will go back up. People will start talking about Connor Bedard. People right now are actually making their lists. A lot of assumptions in the summertime. People are really scouting it out and coming up with names and people that they want to go after this year. So, you know, I heard you guys talk about in the segment before me about Byfield not exploding yet, but for some reason I have a lot of people asking me about Byfield now.
Yeah,
because they think maybe this year's the year. So there's a lot of speculation on players coming up.
What's the demand like on Slafkovsky cards in Montreal?
Right now, I think it's at a low. There was hype when it first came out, and I think people are in neutral right now. People are just not sure of what way it's going to go for Slafkovsky. Everyone that comes in the store has a different opinion. Some still believe, some don't believe. It's very, you know, we're seeing the news of what he's doing for training, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Does that have an impact or not? I don't know. Like maybe he does get better cardio, but is it gonna change him from a third line player to a second line player? Could he play on the top line? It's, you know, people are just guessing at this point. So I think before the season starts, people are just holding back and not necessarily throwing any money at Slafkovsky right now.
Yeah. Personally, I think that there should be cards for those who have podcasts.
Yeah. Well, there is certain sets that do personal things, like you can get your card done. It's doable.
Yeah, you do them?
Yeah. I don't have any, but I know there's a guy like
I'm thinking about this. We should have sick podcast cards.
We can have them done.
Yeah. We should have them done.
And hopefully they're in the Series 1.
I'm going to end up buying them all.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Chris, thanks for joining us, man. You have a great night. Once again, it's 6 Sport Cards La Tornade at 1 Avenue de la Fabrique in Vaudreuil-Dorion. The website one more time?
www.sportlatornade.com.
Marinaro. And that clip you just watched is from our most recent episode of the Sick Podcast. Once again, follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's absolutely free, and you'll be notified when we go live. I'm Marinaro. Tell your friends about it. This podcast, like me, is pretty sick.